just installed Eclipse, right? See, today we are just going to see, this is my workspace path. When you just go to this start button and click on this Eclipse IDE, it is going to open this particular page here. Okay. So now when I just click on this launch, right? You want to click on this launch button. So already these steps we have seen, right? So it is going to launch this Eclipse IDE.
Eclipse IDE for Java developers, right?
Pardon?
Eclipse IDE for Java developers.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That one already you have selected, right? Here afterwards it will not ask you. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Already we have, while installing itself, we told it is for Java developer.
Yep.
So now I think as it has opened these particular files here, already we have seen about these things. I think who did not join it? They were, I don't know why. Okay. See, now JRE related library files should be automatically downloaded. Here under this SRC is the one which is going to be your source. This is SRC is nothing but the source folder. So if you want to write any Java related programming, right, you want to create your files under this particular SRC file. Okay. So here, if you are just going to right click on this particular SRC folder and go to this new, see, if you want to write any Java files, right? So first what you want to do here is you want to create a package. See, package is the one which is going to hold some set of classes, and classes are the things that which is going to hold the methods. Okay. Here now when I'm just going to create this package, right? Just click on this package here. You're able to see the package here. So everyone wants to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
So click on that package. And after that, it is going to ask you some set of it is going to ask you for package name. You just go and provide this package name here. What is the package name here? I'm just going to give a package name called new Selenium, new Java Selenium package, or otherwise usually the package name, how they are going to give the package name means it's going to be like this. 1 second. So it's going to have the package name like this new underscore new dot Selenium dot Java. I'm just going to give the package name like this.
So we have to do the same.
See, you can give any name here, package name. Just I'm just giving this as like this. So by convenience, package name usually starts with lowercase letters. So actually here it's always your package name should start with lowercase letters. So invalid package name new is not a valid Java identifier, so it is not going to take. Your package name should be always so with a specific format. It should starting letter should be small letter, and no keyword should be used in the package name. And then when you are just going to click on this finish, so it is going to create the package. So this is my package name. Now under this SRC folder, we just got the package name. So now I'm just going to click. Now under this package name, I want to create one class here. So I'm just right clicking on this. I'm just
But
going to
Rajesh,
select it.
I named a new .java Selenium, but it's saying invalid package name.
Yes, invalid. Correct. I told right. New is the keyword. See, new is one of the keyword. You cannot use new and all. So that is the reason I have just removed the new and I have kept it as sel.java. That's it. So you can just give any name apart from this, right? You can give like Payas Payas package or something. So you can name your package name like anything. Like there is no restrictions. Actually, I have given like this selenium.java. So there is no restrictions here. What about others? So,
Yeah, I'm done.
okay, fine. So now I'm just going to the class here. I'm just going to create a class here, clicking on this class. See, when I'm just going to click on this class, right? It is going to show you this thing like here you want to provide the name of the class. My name of the class is my first Java file. So here there is an option called public static void main. Actually, if we want any main method, see, without main method, Java will not get executed. That is the reason we are just having this static main method. When I'm just going to click on this finish button, so it is going to create my class. So see here,
right click on selenium.java then.
yes. See, or otherwise, Payas, no need to worry. You just listen to the things. So you can also do it in the later point of time. Okay.
Okay.
So just listen carefully. And if you want, you can see the recordings also. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So now just after clicking on this class, we are just going to get this class. I have created a class. See here, this is the class should have the package. See, the package is the first line when I'm just creating the class, right? So it is going to create one Java class. Class is nothing but a Java class, .java. Your Java class is going to, file is going to get created with the extension of .java. And that file got opened here. And this file, the first line is going to be package. What is the package name? Where you have created this file. So that is going to be displayed here under this. One second. Okay. Now see here, public static void main is there, right? So see, sorry, first line is, it is talking about the package. Second line, it is going to talk about the class. See, if you want to create any class, right, it is going to be automatically get created. But the class is going to be available with first keyword called public. Class is the keyword. This is also one of the keyword. This is also one of the keyword. Here, my first Java file is the file name which you have created, and then you should start your file with one flower brackets that should close here. Inside this flower bracket, right, there will be, like, you have already selected when you are creating a class, right? So when you are just creating a class like this, new and class here, so you have selected this option, right, public static void main. If you are not going to select this option, right, so you will not get created with this particular file here. That means, see, I'll just create another file. So I'm just going to create another class. So I'm not going to check this option here. So without that, if I'm just going to execute, right, that means my second Java file. Okay, now I'm not going to check this one. If I'm just going to click on finish button, see here, this got created only with the package name and then public class name. That's it. So there is no other things has been created. That means, so if you are just going to run, if you want to run this file, right, this file will not get run. Always Java file will get executed only for the files which is having this main method. So why this main method is required here means, see, if if using this main method only, the code execution is going to get started. See, this is the Java file. Okay. Now, if you want to run this particular file, right? For example, if I want to print anything in Java, how can I print? So I can just go and write the system dot out dot println. See, in Python, right, you have seen, right, the if you want to print anything, what you will do? Just you will be using print method. In the similar way, if you want to print anything in Java, right, you are just going to print like this using the system.out.println. So that means here, so output of the second Java file. So after this particular line gets completed, you want to have this semicolon. Then only it is going to work out. But if you see here, you are getting some errors in this particular thing. So what is error? If you just keep your mouse on here, right? See, it is showing that there is a syntax error. So out dot. So there is a syntax error. System.out.println. So it is the system class contains several useful class functions. So I don't know like why it is giving error here. 1 second. Syntax error on token dot at expected after this token. Here also we are just getting the error here. To complete method declaration. Actually, it is not properly working out here. I'm just going to comment this line. So if I want to comment something in Java, right, how you are just going to comment this line? You are just going to use // to comment this line. Okay. Now I'll just go back to the first page. So where I'm just going to write some set of code. So if I want to write some set of code here, right? So this, if I'm just going to write the code inside this class, it is not accepting. If I'm just going to use the same set of line, I'm just going to copy it from here. And if I'm just going to put it inside this main method, see, always your Java code execution is going to get started with this particular method. You are just getting this point. Public static void main and string args. So this is, pardon?
So in Python, we need just the print and the bracket for the command, right? Here, system.out.print.
System.out.println is the print statement.
Okay.
It is going to print this particular line. So only, yeah. Output of actually here my first Java file. Output of my first. See, now I have added the similar line in this particular pack, in this particular file under this main method. Actually, this is the method. See, this is a class. Inside a class, you are going to have one main method. So if your Java file is going to get executed from the main method only. So even though it is a class, it is going to start the execution from this particular main method. How you are just going to declare this main method means public is a keyword, static is a keyword, void is a keyword, and main is the key, is also one of the method name. So in this method, like the string arguments is the parameter, args is the parameters. To do auto generated method stub. Okay. So that means, so if you are just going to run this, like, so if you want to execute this file, how can you execute this file? So you see, if I'm just going to run this file, see what is the thing that it's going to, if I want to run this file, right? How can I run this file? So there should be a, using the Java compiler, I should run this file. If I'm just going to the run as, see here, run configuration, it is displaying. If I'm just going to the first file, so when I'm just going to right click on this page and go to the run as, see here in the run as, it is showing as Java application. So why it is showing as Java application? So if the main method is available, right? So only for that particular method, so it is going to display this Java application. You're getting this point.
Yes.
So see, without this main method, if I try to execute this particular file, I cannot execute. See here, that Java application is not getting displayed here. So I want to, if I want to configure this as runnable file, means I want to create one main method. Then only the file is going to get work out. Okay. So now if I want to run this file, I'm just going to right click here and I'm just going to the run as, click on this Java application. So see, it is going to display the result here in the console. See, it is displaying the output of the first Java file. This is the value. This is the text. It is getting printed in the console. This is the console where you are just going to see your result, execution result. You are getting my point, right?
Yes.
1 second. You're getting it or not?
Yes.
So the execution is going to start from the main method only. Without main method, your executions cannot be started. You're getting this point, right? Everyone got this point?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the one. Next one. See, now what we have done, we have created a Java, under the source file, source folder, we have created one package. Under this package, you can create multiple classes, multiple Java files like this. So this, in the Java file, the class name is going to be defined very much similar like the file name itself. File name and class name is going to be very much similar. And if this class needs to be executed, if this file needs to be executed, the main method should be available. Inside the main method only, you are just going to write all your code. But in Python, right, you don't want this particular structure and all. I told you, right, for just printing, you are just going to use print and this thing you are going to provide. That's it in Python. But here, if you want to simply print one line, at least you should write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines should be written with the brackets I'm saying. So this, if you are removing some bracket here, right, then it's going to throw error. So if you does not have any bracket missing, see here, it's going to clearly saying that syntax error, insert bracket to complete the class body. So then you want to just insert the bracket here. So this brackets is very much important where you want to put this brackets for after each and every class and after each and every methods, you are just going to have this brackets. You are getting this point, right? So
Yes.
now this is the structure you want to follow when it comes to Java, right? This is the structure. So now see here, when I just go here, 1 second, I'm just going to. See here, what is a package? A Java package is a group of similar types of classes, interfaces, and sub-packages. So it is a group of some set of packages like the package is nothing but a group of classes or interfaces. Interface also nothing but it's going to be the classes, like classes only. We are just going to see about the interfaces in the coming sessions. No need to worry. So package is a package in Java can be categorized into two forms. One is built-in package and user-defined package. There are many built-in packages such as Java language, Lang and AWT, Java X, Swing, such as like we have some set of built-in packages are available. So we no need to bother about that built-in packages. So we are just going to use our customized package. See here, if you want to create any file without this package, right? So when you are just going to create a file in the under the source file itself, if I'm just going to create one file called class file. So it is a file called class file default. Class file under default. See, if I'm just going to create my class file, oh sorry, it has created my file here itself. So class file, I'm just going to put it under this class file. See, some modification resources must be saved before the compilation. So 1 second. So I'm just going to close this file. See, I want to create a new class. So here I am not going to specify any package name. So if I'm not going to specify any package name, I'm just going to create my class here. Default class. Okay. Testing default class. So if I'm just going to create only class name here, the package I did not given any package here. When I'm just going to click on finish button, see automatically the testing default class has been created under one of the default package. Default package means, see, if you are going to create a package properly and going to create some set of class files and Java files means it is going to create it under your package. If you are not going to specify any package, right, it is going to get created under this default package. So it is the default package will automatically get created by the system. So either you can write all your code under this default package, or you want to give proper package name, and under the package name you are just going to execute all your code. See, this package is nothing but you can say that this is the test suite. Classes are nothing but test cases. Under the classes, whatever the code you are just going to write, that is going to be the test steps. You're just getting this point.
One second, Rajesh. Test.
See, packages
Okay.
or test suite.
Okay.
Classes are test cases. Inside that method is going to be there, right? Method is nothing but, for example, now we are having only main method. So that one, it is called test steps. Inside the method, whatever the logic you are just going to write, that is going to be the test steps. Okay. So this is the package, is the suite. Class is the test case. Inside the thing, you will be having multiple methods, which is going to be some set of test steps. Like that, you just think once. Okay. So for this, I will just have some little more clarity on this. So in the coming sessions. So now you just understand this. See, if you need to create a new package, your own pack or your own package, then you can just create that. We have done this. What is a class here? Class describes the class is nothing but it is going to describe the content of the object that belongs to it. So it describes an aggregate of data fields called instance variable and defines the operations called methods. Okay, so it describes an aggregate of data fields. That is nothing but inside, like classes are going to be the it is the describes the classes are that describes the contents of the objects that belongs to it. So it describes an aggregate of data fields called instance variables and defines the operations are called the class methods. So that is nothing but you don't think much about this. A class is a template used to create objects and to define object data types and methods. Classes are categorized and objects are items within the categories. All class objects should have the basic class properties. So inside this class, right, we are just going to define some set of methods. Okay. So that methods can be called by just creating an object for these particular classes. So for example, you take this particular class here. Okay, if you want to, if you are having some set of methods inside this class, right, those class can be called in the from the main method by just creating an object for this particular class. So that I'll just show you that, no worries. And what is meant by an object here? So object is a element. See here, when you are creating a class, right, class name can be created using some set of standards. What are the standards means? Starting letter should not be in a capital letter and it should not start with any number. So that is the two restrictions it is having while creating your classes. You should take this as a step. So inside class, we can create different variables and methods. Class will execute from the main method only. So if you see inside the class, so this is the class, right? Inside the class, what can I do? I can create any number of variables. You know about what is variable. So variable is nothing but it's a memory locations where it is going to store some set of values. Here in Java, right, if you want to define any variables, you are just going to have the definition of variable is going to be like this. For example, int a. Okay, int a. Here a is the variable. What is this variable? The data type already we have just specified here. That is called, it is an integer variable. If I'm just going to say that a equal to some 10. So finally, you should have the semicolon. This is the variable declaration in Java. Variable declaration in Java is going to be like this. Okay, you're getting this point. So in Python, right, you will not have this data type. Here, if you want to define any variable, data type should be defined first, and then variable should be defined next. Then you are just going to have the value 10. So 10 is going to be assigned to A. And see, if I try to, I like Python, if I try to do this A equal to 45 or something, right? I can also assign this like this. So we'll absolutely will not get any issue here. What happened? Happened here? It's showing some error. So what is the error here? Syntax error on token semicolon. Something is expected. That means what it is expecting here. So if I'm not going to specify any, see, while the variable declaration, we no need to have this semicolon here. And in this here, right, you are just going to, again, like it is going to show some error with, what is the error here? The error, it is saying that syntax error token A, delete this token. Syntax error on token A. So why, what is the problem here?
Yeah, you already put A equal to 10. So I think B equal to 45, right?
Okay. See, nothing to worry. Like if I'm just going to put int B. So see, if here already I have assigned some values to A. If I try to assign the same, like any other value to the A here, it is not going to consider, because in Java, right, once you have defined this variable and you have assigned some set of values to this variable, then you cannot define that particular things. So here something is there. See, I can just use this instead of can I use like this? No, it is not going to allow here. So if you see, I'm just going to remove this. See, integer a equal to 10. So or otherwise I can do like this. So I can just assign int a, and here I can just assign the value a equal to some 45 or something.
No, we can't,
Pardon?
because you already put 45, b equal to 45.
No. That it is going to be assigned to b value. Here a initialization, it's not going to consider like that. So that is the reason we want to just, while putting the itself, right? So you are just going to assign the values like this. So something like 25. So now I have just initialized the variable and assigned some set of values to this variable. If I am just trying to give any other values to this particular variable side, that is not accepting here. Okay, this is one of the things, you just remember this, and in the coming sessions we'll just look about those things. Now I have just declared the variable here, and a and b I have just defined. Now I'm just going to have a variable called int c. Okay, int c is going to be there. And here I'm just going to say that C is equal to A plus B. So like we have done in the Java, right? It is going to be similar like, so here, what is this? Int C. I'm just going to remove this one. So while defining any variables, right, we want to define with the data type, and only it is getting accepted. See, now if I'm just going to add this one, and if I try to print, if I want to print this one, I cannot just use the same system.out.println in this particular things here. It is going to show an error. So see here, it is showing some set of error here. What is the error here? That is, it is multiple marker at this line. That is syntax error. Insert identifier to complete method head name or something at expected or something. It is showing up some set of things. The thing is, directly this class method, inside the class method, you cannot write this system.out.println. Inside this class, you can have any number of variables, and also if required, right, you can have the methods. So how can you define the methods here? You are just going to use public void method 1. You are just going to have method 1 here. So what is this method is? See here, its method is nothing but if you want to write some set of logics. So that logics you are just going to write inside this methods only. For example, see here, if now I'm just going to comment this line here. If I want to comment, I'm just going to comment here. Now when I try to have this, like here, I'm just going to say that C equal to A plus B. So here I'm just going to say that int C. See, now see, we are not getting any errors. That means here, if you are just going to assign some set of values, and if you try to replace the values and the same values here inside the class itself, that is not going to get accepted. So those variables can be defined only inside the methods only, all the calculations. Or see, now here it is not going to allow A equal to 45 or something, it is not allowing here, right? If I'm just going to put the same variable A equal to some 45 here, inside the method, it is allowing me to do the things here. See, I'm just trying to replace this 25 value with 45 in the class itself. So inside this class, once you have defined any variables, once that's you cannot change this variable inside this particular class. If you want to do some set of manipulations or calculations related to these particular variables, you are just going to have that. That is those things and all you are just going to do within this particular things. Here inside this, I'm just going to have the method I'm just going to use this system.out.println. Here, instead of printing this particular things, I'm just going to say that. So I'll ask the system to print the value of C here. So system.out.println C. If I try to print this one, see now if I'm just going to write the, I'm just going to run this file using this Java application. See, my just file got executed. I'm just getting the result. Only the result is output of the file, the Java first file. See, I'm not getting this outputs, any of this particular outputs and all. Why I am not getting this outputs? Because see, I cannot. I can just only create some set of variables and methods inside this class, and I can, if I want to do some set of like if I want to do some set of manipulations using these particular methods or execute the method here, what are the steps that is available inside the methods, those code should get executed. Then you want to create one set of object. So you want to create an object for this particular class inside this main method. Why? Because see, our code is going to get executed only within this inside this main method. So if you want to execute this particular code, you want to create an instance of this particular code here. So they was going to say that. And so if you want to create any object for this particular class, you want to create like this. So copy the class name, and you want to say that you just give this my first file, right? My first Java file. So I'm just going to create one object name here, mfjf as my, and here I'm just going to have new. See, this is the object creation. So this is the this is what you are just going to create an object for that particular class. Create an object for that particular class. For this, for the above class. For the, or otherwise my first Java class. See, here you have created a class. Inside the class, you can have any number of variables and methods. This is the method. You have just defined the method inside the class. This method belongs to creation of this method. Method got created. Create method. Created the method. And this method is applicable. This method, this is a my first Java class file method. Class method, sorry, not file method, Java class method. You're just getting it right? So, right, if you want to create any particular file, and if you want to execute that file, first you need to create a package. Then we have created a package here. Then inside the package, the project structure is going to be like this. Means like your file structure is going to be like this. Under this package, you are just going to have the class here. So your class is going to, you are just going to define your class by using this public. Public is the access modifier. We are just going to say it as an access modifier. Public. So what are the access modifiers that are available in access modifiers? Modifiers means, so one is you are just going to have public, private, and protected. So here public means, so whatever the classes or methods which you are just going to create by using this public means it is going to be open for everyone. So you can access this class anywhere in your application. Okay, there is no restriction. Okay, you are just getting it right. So
Yes.
if you are just going to define that class as a private, so that that class can be, you can also put like this, private class class method. If you are just going to put this class as a private method, then that cannot be accessed anywhere. Okay, so here method, for the method you just try it for method private. So if the method is private, means you cannot access this method anywhere in the outside this application. That means you cannot access this methods in the from the main method. If you are just going to have public, means you know it is in the name itself. So you can just access, everyone can access. Public means we'll be having some set of public transports is there, right? Like a public bus and like some set of train and these things and all, it's a public transports. So everyone can access, right? So in the similar way, private means it's going to be particularly belongs to you. Only you can access this. Any other persons cannot access this. Protected means it is going to be, so it is going to be very much protected. Either if you want to provide access to anyone, you can just give the access. Then only then it can be accessed by anyone. That means public is going to be, can be accessed by everyone, even from the outside of this class, outside of this class or package. But private in the sense can be accessed within the class, the variable. So here what is, you are just going to see, either it may be a variable or method. You can just define these variables and methods as a using the public modifiers, sorry, public or private, or using this access modifiers. You are just going to define, can be accessed within the class, can be accessed within the class. Okay, that is called private. So protected in the sense you can access within the class, and also you can access within the class, and also if you are providing access, you permits, then it can be accessed out from the outside world. It can be accessed outside world. So this one is totally, it got restricted. So it is going to be restricted and can be accessed. Such kind of things only, like it's a public, private, or those things are, you can define that. Even for variables also, you can just define some set of private variables. Private variable means you can be access this variable only within the class. Outside the class, you cannot use that. See, now if I'm just going to make, like if I'm not going to provide any access modifiers in front of this particular thing, right? It is going to be public. By default, it's going to be even, right? I no need to give the public access modifier in front of the method also. Okay. See, now if I'm just going to run this, what is happening? Nothing is going to get happen now also, because so we have just created the variables, we have created the classes. Inside the class, you have just created some set of variables, and you have accessed that variables, and you have done some calculations inside this particular method. So, but nowhere you have called this particular methods or variables anywhere. So see, now also you see, after creating this particular main method, you are just getting only this system.out.println. So this system.out.println, which is available inside the method, is not getting executed. What is the reason behind this means? So we first, if you want to access all these methods and variables, then what you are just, you want to create an instance, that is called, you want to create an object instance. You can call it as an, you can create an instance or object of this particular class has been created. You want to create like this only. This is the format. you want to take this class name. Here, name can be anything, like it's an object name. You can just say that it's an object name. This is the object which got object name. You can just create like this. So obj name 1 or something, you can just give like this. Okay, I cannot give that obj accents, like name of the object. Name of object. Okay, object 1. This is the name which you are just going to give for this particular object. So if you want to initialize this one, you are just going to have this object like this. You are going to create an object. So object name, yeah, I'm just going to give the object name like this. Obj name. So you can create an object for this particular class. And now if you want to access all these variables and methods, you will be able to access like this. So you are just going to have obj name. Obj name is your object. So object, if you are going to put dot here, see, you will be able to see all the variables A, B, C, all the variables which is defined here, and the method 1. Method 1, where is the method 1? See here, method 1 is available here. So then I'm just going to access this variable A. So for example, if I'm just saying that I want to print all the variables here. So if I want to print here, I can also print by using this object only. So object name dot A, it's going to be like this. And I'm just going to have 1, 2, 3 dot B, C, and finally I'm just going to say that object name dot method 1. So now if you see here, see, and I should not print this one. So I'm just removing this. Like methods can be directly called. That's it. Okay, obj name dot method 1. You are just going to call this method. See, now if I'm just going to run this file, what is going to happen? What is your expectation is? It is going to print the value of A, value of B, value of C, and then inside the method again it's going to print the value of C with different values. A value I have changed it to 45. We'll see what is the result you are just going to get. If I'm just going to run this file. See now, see, it is getting executed in this way. So initially value of A. What is the value of A? 25. So initially it was defined it as a 25 only, right? Now 25 is getting printed here. Next one, value of B. B is 45. That is getting printed. Next, it is you are trying to print the value of C here. So value of C is what? It is taking from this particular values only. So initially you did not assign the values to C. So that is the reason it's getting printed as 0 here. And after that, you have called this method 1. When your method 1 is called, it is going to directly call this method, and it's going to execute all the lines which is available inside this method. So here A equal to 45, C equal to A plus B. A is 45 plus again A is going to be 45. 45 plus 45 is 90. So when you try to print the value of C here, see, we are just getting the value of C as 90 here. You're getting this point.
Yes.
Yes, I want some responses from here.
Yes.
See, the code is going to get execution is going to get started only in the main method only. Here, if required, you can just declare all the variables and methods inside the class. But you can, it is, if you want to execute these particular things and you want to check any result of these particular things, you can call that method only after creating an object for that particular class. And using that object only, you are just going to access all the variables and methods which is available inside this particular class. So the execution is going to get started only within this main method only. So that is the reason finally it has like output the first Java file.
Mhm.
So this is the code I'm just going to share. Like this, you are just going to create some set of classes and variables and methods inside the class, and you are just going to create one main method. From the main method, you are going to call all the classes, class objects. We are just going to call class properties. Properties in the sense variables and methods are the properties of this particular class. I'm just going to
Rajesh,
share.
what
share
about
this,
the right,
pardon?
the thing on the right side? Right side,
This one.
small. Yeah.
So it is just simply an outline of this particular program. See, and this is a class name. So see, initially the package name, this package name is going to be displayed here. And under this, it is displaying the class name. In class, what are the variables that are available? What are the methods that is available inside the class? That is going to be displayed, and main method is going to get displayed. See, the structure is going to be just it is an outline. It is a structure. It is an outline structure. So here, if you are not able to understand inside this, what are the methods are available, what are the variables are available, you can just look into this outline. That's it. So I can close this also. It will be available in the outline. That's it. It's for reference only. We are not going to use this one. This is the place where we are going to do all these things.
Okay.
So I just pinged you the code in this particular chart here. Can you please copy and paste it here? Copy and paste it in your local system, and you can also verify from your end.
Yeah, sure.
You can do some set of modifications in these variables, and you can create one more method like this, method 2 or something. Like you can create one more method like this, method 1, method 2 also you can just create. So just before this method, you can just provide the access modifiers, public, private, you can just have it. So you can just change some set of logics here inside the method and call that method 2 also in this particular main method. It is going to get executed. So you're just going to put right obj name dot. So I'm going to put right. I'm just going to get the method 2 also. Method 1, method 2. See here, I got the method 2 also here. I'm just going to use this method 2. You're getting this point. Getting it right?
Yes.